Greetings out there, it's David Duford, owner and operator of BuyLifeInsuranceForBurial.com, and today's topic is how to be aware and how agents in the field that meet you face to face can adversely affect you in ways that can limit your ability to get good coverage. So you have to understand that what I explained to you in this video is based off of personal experience selling in the field, face to people like yourself, and seeing what agents have done before me and in ways that have caused and what I believe to be unethical. So these are the things that I recommend everybody to look out for when you're getting an insurance policy of any kind. Having good information will prevent agents from cutting corners, which ultimately affect you and not the agent. So first example would be the most common thing that I see agents do is that they will put smokers down as a non-smoking rate. And the reason they do this is because they don't want to lose the sale. Life insurance agents like myself make a commission, and sometimes the fear of not making a sale can make some agents cut corners in unethical ways. Now, why is that a problem to you if you smoke and you're given a non-smoker rate? Well, there's likely doctor's records that show that you smoke. And when you pass away and they pull your records, and they will in many cases, and they see you smoke when you claim that you didn't, even though you didn't do it, the agent put it down, you may not get the full coverage. In some circumstances, you just get only what you would have qualified for as a smoker at the time. But I have heard the cases where policies have been what's called rescinded, meaning that what they thought they were qualified for, turns out they weren't qualified for. So be very mindful and cognizant of this. You want to stay away from this if you can. Always make sure your insurance has you listed as a smoker if you smoke and a non-smoker if you don't. The only exception to that is that if you smoke cigars or chew. Sometimes you can get non-tobacco rates or non-smoker rates in those cases. So either way, that's a good thing to double check. The next thing you need to make sure of is what kind of coverage do you really have. This is one main reason why I always ask everybody I talk to do a policy review. A policy review can give you a circumstance where you thought you had one thing and it turns out you have something totally different that you don't want. And the biggest thing I see is where agents promise full coverage, but the client actually has limited, if not any coverage whatsoever. Now, how could this be? If you bought a policy and you're paying on it, you have to have something, right? Well, that's true, but it doesn't mean that you're fully covered. There are plenty of circumstances where an agent sells that the person is covered for a death benefit, but they actually have a 2-year wait. And in fact, a lot of the mainline companies you see on television and that you see on in the mail actually give a 2-year waiting period for natural causes, such as Colonial Penn and Mutual of Omaha, most prevalent, and whereas many people think it's fully covered. So you got to be very careful with this. Just stay away from that. Make sure that you're getting a plan that you can qualify for, working through an agent like myself that will shop the best plans to get you the best value, meaning hopefully first day full coverage or if not partial coverage. Now, the next situation is you want to make sure that what you were sold is a whole life plan. Now, why do I say whole life? Well, because life insurance is not ubiquitous. It's not one particular thing. It can be permanent coverage that never cancels. It can be coverage that only lasts for a short period of time, or it can have coverage that doesn't have rate guarantees. Now, I'm not going to answer why one would use those, but ultimately what most of us will agree with is that the purpose of death insurance is to cover us when, not if, but when we die. So why would we get a plan that would cancel? What if we outlive it? Pay all this money for nothing. Kind of a waste, isn't it? Or why would we get a plan that may go up in price as we get older and on a more fixed income? Imagine paying for years and years and years on end only to lose your plan because your agent lied and didn't tell you the truth about the long-term implications of taking that plan. Sounds bad, but it happens daily. I recommend a whole life plan for anybody that's looking for a guaranteed way to have enough to cover for a burial. Whole life means your rates never go up and that your coverage never cancels because of age or health. That's the best plan to solve the problem of a certainty, which is our death. So make sure what you bought is whole life insurance. It should say it right on the front of the application policy. If it says term insurance or flexible premiums or anything like universal life, you definitely need to call me. And in fact, if you've bought it through the mail or bought it off the internet or even off of the television, many times you're in the same circumstance. You're running into the situation where you may not have what you really need. Here's how I can help you. If any of the above concerns you, or you feel like that might fit your situation, or maybe the agent you dealt with kind of seemed like a slime ball, for lack of a better word, I want you to check my website out. It is buylifeinsuranceforburial.com. Go there, then either go to the contact box, submit an information form to me, or just call me at the number, and I'll be happy to ask you a few questions, and you can describe your situation, and I can tell you whether or not I can help you. If I can, great. Be happy to give you a quote, work with you on your insurance. If I can't help you, and if what you have is the best to your knowledge and my knowledge, we'll leave it be. I won't cause any problems. That's the way I work. Any questions I have, head on over. It is buylifeinsuranceforburial.com, and my name is Dave Duford. Thanks for listening. Take care.